Good morning, how are you? Or good evening. Thanks for joining us. Today we're looking at the workbook of A Course in Miracles, a mind training program of the remembrance of who you are. And today's lesson, if you've been following the lessons daily since January 1st, we come to lesson number 133. And if you haven't been following the lessons, it's a good time to join us now, because today we're going to learn, I will not value what is valueless. It's great in the mind training. Here we go, 133, I will not value what is valueless. Sometimes in teaching there is benefit, particularly after you've gone through what seems theoretical and far from what the student has already learned, to bring them back to practical concerns. This we will do today. We will not speak of lofty, world-encompassing ideas, but dwell instead on benefits to you. You do not ask too much of life, but far too little. When you let your mind be drawn to bodily concerns, to things you buy, to eminences valued by the world, you ask for sorrow, not for happiness. This course does not attempt to take from you the little that you have. It does not try to substitute utopian ideas for satisfaction which the world contains. There are no satisfactions in the world. Today we list the real criteria by which to test all things you think you want. Unless they meet these sound requirements, they are not worth desiring at all, for they can but replace what offers more. The laws that govern choice you cannot make, no more than you can make alternatives from which to choose. The choosing you can do. Indeed, you must. But it is wise to learn the laws you set in motion when you choose, and what alternatives you choose between. We have already stressed there are only two choices, however many there appear to be. The range is set, and this we cannot change. It would be most ungenerous to you to let the alternatives be limitless, and thus delay your final choice until you had considered all of them in time, and not been brought so clearly to the place where there is but one choice that must be made. First off, here we go. If you choose a thing that will not last forever, what you choose is valueless. Isn't that amazing? A temporary value is without all value. Time can never take away a value that is real. What fades and dies was never there and makes no offering to him who chooses it. He is deceived by nothing in a form he thinks he likes. Next, if you choose to take a thing away from someone else, you'll have nothing left. This is because when you deny his right to everything, you've denied your own. You therefore will not recognize the things you really have, denying they are there. Who seeks to take away has been deceived by the illusion that loss can offer gain. Yet loss to anyone, it's all your mind. Loss must offer loss and nothing more. That's why I like the program of A Course in Miracles, because when one gains, everyone must be a gainer, right? There is no loss. Your next consideration that you may see how innocent it is. Yet is its camouflage a thin veneer, which could deceive but those who are content to be deceived. Its goals are obvious to anyone who cares to look for them. Here is deception doubled. For the one who is deceived will not perceive that he has merely failed to gain. He will believe that he has served the ego's hidden goals. Yet though he tries to keep its halo clear within his vision, Still must he perceive its tarnished edges and its rusted core. His ineffectual mistakes appear as sins to him because he looks upon the tarnish as his own, the rust a sign of deep unworthiness within himself. That's guilt. He who would still perceive the ego's goals and serve them as his own makes no mistakes according to the dictates of his guide. This guidance teaches it is error to believe that sins are but mistakes. For who could suffer for his sins if this were so? Do you see that? The Holy Spirit's trying to tell you that the mistake of space-time was just that, a mistake, and it deserved correction. The ego would try to convince you that you or your brother have sinned, and that it's not just a mistake that can be easily corrected. And that's to maintain the guilt within your own mind. And so we come to the criterion for choice that is the hardest to believe. Are you ready? Because its obviousness is overlaid with many levels of obscurity. And here it is. Listen to this. If you feel any guilt about your choice for heaven, okay, then you have allowed the ego's goals to come between the real alternatives. If you allow guilt, if you feel guilty about doing this workbook, and thus you do not realize there are but two alternatives, and the alternatives you think you choose seems fearful and too dangerous to be the nothingness it actually is. All things are valuable or valueless, worthy or not of being sought at all, entirely desirable or not worth the slightest effort to obtain. Choosing is easy just because of this. Complexity is nothing but a screen of smoke which hides the very simple fact that no decision can be difficult. What is the gain to you in learning this? It is far more than merely letting you make choices easily and without pain. It is far more, and here it is. Heaven itself is reached with wholly empty hands and open minds, which come with nothing to find everything and claim it as their own. We will attempt to reach this state today, with self-deception laid aside, and with an honest willingness to value but the truly valuable and the real. Our 2 extended practice periods of 15 minutes, remember we're doing 15 minutes now, begin with this in your mind. I will not value what is valueless, and only what has value do I seek, only the eternal. For only that do I desire to find. And then receive what waits for everyone who reaches unencumbered to the gate of heaven, which swings open as he comes. Should you begin to let yourself collect some needless burdens, or believe you see some difficult decisions facing you, be quick to answer with this simple thought: I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me. I will not value what is valueless. What an incredible mind training today. Lesson number 133 of this workbook of A Course in Miracles, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. It's working for you.